What is up, Virgo? How are you guys doing? Guess what time it is? My favorite time of the month. It's time for the mid-month messages. So why is that my favorite time of the month? Well, I'll tell you why. Because what I'm actually looking for in the mid-month messages is I'm checking to see if there has been a change of timelines. Yes, timelines can change very easily, actually. All you got to do is take the advice and apply it to your situation, and that could very easily potentially change your timelines. And that's the whole reason I give the advice, and that's what I'm looking for here in this video. All right, for those of you who would like a personal reading, just check the description of the video. That's where you'll find everything you need to know as far as how to go about doing that. All right. I don't know if this deck is wanting to talk to me or not. I'm starting this off with the person from the past. Is Virgo still on the same timeline in regards to the person from the past? If timelines changed, did they change for the better or for the worse? Let's see. Virgo and the person from the past. Person Virgo has past history with. Oh, Lover's card reversed. Okay, well, I do think this person is contemplating. They've thought about making a return. They've thought about it. But they don't really know exactly how to approach you and talk to you. They don't know how to start a conversation with you. They don't know how to break the ice. I think they're also a little bit worried that you might be holding a grudge. Very possibly. It almost kind of feels like this connection is starting to get a little bit weaker between the two of you. Doesn't really feel like it's quite as intense as it was. At least not mutually. I feel like, there for a period of time, there was a mutually intense connection between the two of you. And now, I don't know if you're feeling it all that strong, but at least one of you isn't quite feeling this connection as strong as it once was. Could be an Aries for some of you. Also have Gemini here. Oh, Emperor and Empress. Wow. Okay. All right, well, let's see how they feel about you at the deepest level. How's this person feeling about Virgo at the deepest level? What's their truest, deepest feelings and intentions? Seven of Swords reversed. I think they're a little bit embarrassed, honestly. They absolutely still have feelings for you. They're just a little bit embarrassed. Yeah, they're embarrassed. So, did you catch them in a lie? Or maybe for some of you, they're just worried that you found out whatever they were lying about or whatever they were hiding. I don't know. It's not really giving me a very clear indication as to why they feel this way. Where's it at? Not really giving me a very clear indication as to why they're feeling this way, but I think they're feeling a little bit stupid and a little bit embarrassed. I think it's not so much that they don't know how to approach you as much as they probably have a really good idea of what you would say if they did. See what I'm saying? So, I don't think they really obsess over you anymore, quite like they used to. They still got feelings for you. They do. I don't think they want you to know what those feelings are. And I think there for a period of time, they were kind of obsessing over you. Not really anymore, though. They're kind of starting to try to lay this to rest. So, okay. If anything, I think they would like to have closure. But it feels to me like they're just afraid you would rip them a new asshole if they try to reach out to you. All right, well, let's get the advice. Let's see if it would be a good idea to reach out to this person. Would that be a good idea? What would happen, man? What would happen if Virgo reached out to this person? Would that be advised? King of Pentacles. Well, yeah, they would absolutely play it off. If you reached out to them, they would probably do the best that they can to try to play it off and act like they don't care. They may even ignore you for a brief period. Like if you was to message them tonight, it wouldn't surprise me if they waited 2 or 3 days just to respond to you. You know, because they're playing it off. They don't want you to know how they feel. They want to make it look like they give no fucks at all. Why? I don't know. I don't know. But it's kind of telling me that, you know, if you're, how am I going to say this? If you're hoping to get closure from them, they're not giving that to you. They're not giving that to you. So unless you wanted to just give them closure, at least to start it off, but if you're hoping that they will give you closure, I don't think so. I don't think so. They're probably going to act as stone cold as possible and just pretend that they don't care. So the question is, would that bother you? Could you put up with that for a temporary period of time? You know, or would that just eat away at you? That's the question. So you just take that information and do with it what you will. Okay, moving on. Now we're going to see what's happening between the singles and the person they're interested in. Single Virgos and your love interest. Are we on the same timeline? If timelines change, did they change for the better or for the worse? What timeline is Virgo on with their love interest? Single Virgos. Queen of Coins reversed. It's really honestly kind of looking, it's starting to look like this is affecting you. And everybody can tell it's affecting you. Like, I don't know, for some of you, maybe it may be affecting your work performance, possibly. I'm seeing you really uneasy. This is making you very uneasy. 9 of Swords, 4 of Swords reversed. That's nervousness, being uneasy, you know. And with the Strength reversed and the Queen of Coins reversed, people can tell now. You may have been doing a pretty good job at like keeping this to yourself, but it's starting to bubble up to the surface and people can tell this bothers you. But with the Ace of Cups reversed, spoiler alert, no new start in love. Some kind of blockage. Something is blocking this with the 4 of Wands reversed. And with the Virgo card in the reverse, this has you totally out of your element. Totally out of your element. Not in a good way either, with the 9 of Swords. And the Virgo card reversed. Some of you interested in Aquarius also have a Leo here. Well, let's see their true feelings for you. Their feelings at the deepest level. Their deepest feelings and intentions. What are their deepest feelings and intentions? does that always come through? I just got done telling Leo the same thing. Whenever I read your love interest, the past always comes up. And so there's somebody else this person's having a hard time moving on from. There's something that they can't move on from or can't let go of. Feels like an ex. So, god damn, dude. 8 of Cups reversed. Tower card reversed. Death reversed. This person's hung up on an ex. I can't steer around that, dude. I know that's what comes out like every single time, but like, you know what I'm saying? So, for those of you dealing with somebody that's kind of stringing you along, maybe sending you mixed signals, hot and cold, they're hung up on an ex. This feels to me like somebody who got their heart broke and is just trying to find a person to fill the void. You know? Not because of the connection with you, not because they have feelings for you, not because they see that the two of you could build a future together, but just to try to distract themselves from their heartbreak. That's what this feels like, dude. For real. Could be a Scorpio for some of you. There's the Virgo card reversed again for the second time in a row. Ace of Cups, though. And their feelings and intentions. Second time in a row. I just think there's somebody else they're in love with. I can't help it. I can't help it. I think they're in love with somebody else. That doesn't mean that they're not showing interest in you, and you know, but I think they're just trying to find somebody that'll fill that void. Let's get the advice on this. We need to go straight to the advice. Boom, 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 boom. Queen of Wands. Well, I'm going to tell you what. In November, you need to know where this is going in November, period. Ace of Cups upright. This is telling me, honestly, that I don't think you and this person actually have a contract. I don't think so. Believe it or not, in my personal readings, I've seen that come through more times this year than I've seen that come through in the history of my career. More times this year in 2024. People connecting with people they don't have a pre-birth contract with. I've even read several people who are in whole fucking relationships where there was no pre-birth contract. But it is time for your next contract to come in. So it's time to make a decision. I'm not going to say do or don't try to get with this person. I'm not going to say that. But I will say it's time to make some kind of decision. We're either doing this or we're not. It needs to be figured out before November's over. However you want to figure that out, have at it. Whatever conversation you want to have, however you want to say it, however you want to go about it. But if no decision is made by Thanksgiving, yeah, I would be clearing the path for the next person due to come in. And that's what we're going to read here next. Let's see what's coming in next for Virgo. Who's the next person coming in? What can we tell Virgo about the next person coming in? Ooh, the next person coming in is fiercely independent. Fiercely. Very fiercely independent. Yeah, could be a fellow Virgo for some of you, but this person's a loner. This person's definitely not afraid of being alone. They've been cheated on so many times in the past that they ain't afraid of being alone. They ain't afraid of it. And I don't know if I've explained this to you guys. I know over the last week or so, I've had to explain this to a couple of other signs. I don't know if you're one of them or not, but when you say that, that sounds daunting and kind of negative. But when you meet that person, it's a breath of fresh fucking air, dude. Because what does it mean when somebody's not afraid of being alone? What's that mean? What's that mean? That means they ain't playing games. If I'm not afraid of being alone, and I'll go fucking be alone for the rest of my life, why would I be playing games with you? See what I'm saying? See, desperate, needy people are much more likely to do anything they can to manipulate you and get what they want out of you, right? They'll lie, they'll manipulate, they'll cheat, they'll steal, they'll fuck over to get what they want. Somebody who's desperate and needy. But if I ain't desperate, I ain't needy, you know that if I'm here, it's because I want to be here, right? So, yeah. But, man, this person has been done dirty in the past. Dirty. And so they're definitely going to be wanting to take things pretty slow in the beginning. But again, I think that you're going to feel, unlike the person that you're interested in, unlike them, you'll feel very at ease and relaxed with this person. Not saying that you may not have some thoughts that get the best of you, but as far as the feeling, you ain't going to be laying awake at night wondering whether or not you're good enough. You're not going to be racking your brain trying to figure out what this person really wants with you, right? Not saying you're going to know them like the back of your hand, but you're going to know how they feel about you and what their intentions are. You won't need to come ask me. And you shouldn't need to come ask me anyways. Anyway, though, Ace of Cups, okay. All right. Well, that told a lot of their feelings and intentions. Let's see if there's anything deeper than that. We got their feelings and intentions in the first spread. Let's see if there's any deeper feelings and intentions, deeper down in there. What's the deepest level look like in this person's energy? What is the deepest level? Strength reverse. Okay, Ace of Swords reverse. Well, they're not the greatest communicator in the world. Nine of Pentacles again. And the Hermit. Look, both the same cards. Nine of Pentacles, Hermit. Again, could be a fellow Virgo for some of you. But this person does want to be with you. But they're not desperate. They're not desperate. They're not going to chase after you. They're not going to stick around and play no games with you. They'll walk out. If you was to be bringing some drama to the table, if you was to start playing games with them, they'll just walk out the door. They ain't having that. And I'm not saying you're doing that, okay? I'm just saying that's where they're at with it. They ain't about no toxicity. This person would rather be alone for the rest of their life than put up with toxicity. But as long as you non-toxic, they ready to settle down and build a life with you. Damn, that's about as solid as it gets right there, dude. It don't get no more solid than that. They do feel like they've known you their whole life, too. They may not really mention that. All this is really talking about, for the very most part, is how fiercely independent this person is. Okay, well, let's see how it plays out for the first 60 days. What's the outcome for the first 60 days? Outcome for the first 60 days. You're going to start feeling like your wishes have come true. Temperance reversed. Uh-oh. Okay. So you're kind of up in your head overthinking this a little bit. But for the very, very, very most part, you're going to be leaning further and further and further into understanding that this really is the real deal. Now, again, I can still see you overthinking it a little bit. And maybe worrying a little bit and tripping a little bit and, freaking out a little bit in your mind. But for the very most part, it looks like a slow, gradual, transitionary process. Communication, communicating, slowly transitioning into your wishes being fulfilled. Okay. Well, do we have any advice? Do I have a deck I haven't used? I guess not. What's the advice? What is the advice? Okay. Well, in the beginning, I think one of the most important things to focus on in the beginning is making sure that a person knows that they are safe to let their guard down with you. And that's not something that you can just tell somebody. They have to feel that around you. They have to feel safe letting their guard down. So you just focus on making sure that when this person's around you, they feel safe to let their guard down without being judged. One of the quickest, easiest ways to do that is for you to let your guard down, open up, and be vulnerable first. Because we all got little skeletons in our closet. We all got a past that we're ashamed of. Well, you know what? I'm going to start talking about mine first. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it be known there's no judgment here. I'm not stupid enough to expect you to be a perfect fucking human. I'm a flawed fucking human too. I got my little toxic traits too. I've done my dumbass shit in the past too. Here, I'm going to open up and be open and vulnerable about my bullshit first. And they're going to be like, oh, okay. Well, then you know what? Now I feel more comfortable letting my guard down and opening up about my shit too. That's one of the things that I would focus on in the very, 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 very beginning. The very beginning. Because then you start connecting at a deeper and deeper and deeper level really, 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 really fast. Really fast. That and communication. Communication. Other than that, at least for the very, very beginning, for the first 2 or 3 months, and I know that's just a teeny little itty bitty chunk of time, but that first 3 to 6 months is insanely important when it comes to the trajectory of your path together and carving that path out. I would focus on that mainly in the beginning. And that'll make for a much smoother path in the beginning rather than, having to deal with the bumps and the challenges and the obstacles that could pile on top of other shit later on down the line. You see what I'm saying? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Virgo family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget to check the description of the video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. All right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey. Stay blessed.